He's in his car. I don't think he's gonna stick around for questioning.
Quick, back in the car.
Man, that is one powerful automobile.
We're following kind of close, aren't we?
Do you boys have your seatbelts on?
Wait just a minute. Didn't we cut the timing belt out of Mr. Spencer's car? How come it's still running?
What the? You piece of junk! You don't have to cooperate, Mr. Spencer. We don't need a confession. We already have all the evidence we need.
Oh, I'd love to hear this. Let me guess. Click and Clack back here helped you.
Well, I'd say they did more than helped. They cracked the case wide open. In fact, perhaps they'd rather explain just how much hot water you are actually in.
Sure, Chief. When Richard broke into your safe, you weren't worried about losing the bearer bonds, because those burnt up in the fire years ago. What you were worried about was your father's confession, which has been in that safe for who knows how long.
You were afraid Richard was going to blackmail you, which he very well might have been planning to do. In fact, I'm guessing he called you and told you that very thing.
So you found out where he lived,
Drove up in your precious Crown Vic,
and killed him.
killing two birds with one stone, if you'll forgive the expression. With Richard dead, you could blame him for your missing bearer bonds, collect insurance on them, and you wouldn't have to worry about anyone spilling the beans about your arsenic bent.
But although you might have known Richard was your childhood nemesis, Dougal Seep's son,
What you didn't realize was that your sister-in-law, Mary, was Richard's mother.
Mary? Mary?
That's right. She married your brother intending to get back at you for starting the fire that killed her parents. You might remember her as Mary Llewellyn.
Scary Mary? My sister-in-law is Scary Mary?
Yep, one of the many patients at Ingram Asylum that you tormented as a boy.
so not only did you commit murder,
You committed both arson and fraud. And you're a bully, for good measure. The true irony of all this is that your motive for going on this little crime spree doesn't even actually exist.
What do you mean?
The fire. You did all of this because you were afraid the Ingram fire would be traced back to you. But even if it were, you were underage at the time. You couldn't be charged.
you spent so long covering up that fire that you would have done anything to keep it that way. You must have felt really guilty.
Of course I felt guilty. I was a stupid kid.
Unfortunately, that doesn't exonerate you from your actions of the past few days. We have physical evidence that your car struck Richard Llewellyn. We have physical evidence that you were in the New York area last night. We have your father's confession, and we have your correspondence with your lawyers discussing your intent to fraudulently file an insurance claim. Care to add anything?
I want to talk to my lawyer.
Smartest thing you've said all day.
Well, the boys were kind enough to come and see how we were doing. My Thomas is very understanding.
You've been through so much, Mary. I'm just sorry it had to happen at all.
Richard was a very troubled boy, but he never hurt a soul. He really was the apple of his father's eye.
It's a shame.
Where is Dougal? Or Mr. Seep, anyway?
He's coming to town tomorrow. He's made arrangements.
Just need to pick up the pieces and move on, I guess.
I'm really sorry. I wish we could have helped more.
I don't know if that would have been possible. Without you boys, we'd still be in the dark about my brother. I still can't believe it.
What are you going to do now?
Well, we'll sell the house, of course. I just don't think the memories attached to this place are conducive to a happy life. For either of us.
As long as we're together, I don't care where we go.
Well, yes.
How far? I mean, where to? I mean, you're moving somewhere close by, right?
Well, I can't imagine leaving Bayport. Can you, honey?
Not at all. And I'm sure Lily would be very, very upset if we left.
Mom!
Well, it's true. You told me that yourself.
I did not.
Oh, dear. Don't be embarrassed.
Mom!
Oh.